What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my reactions to Breaking Bad. I am here at long last at the season 3 finale. Recording this on the 24th of December, so a day before Christmas, and probably going to be the last thing that I'm going to be recording for 2023 in general. Like, after this, I don't think I'm going to be recording anything else. So, what a way to end the year by watching the season 3 finale of Breaking Bad. I'm going to reserve my overall opinions and thoughts on season 3 as a whole by the end of the review for the episode, but overall I will say what a fantastic season of Breaking Bad this was, and I cannot wait to start season 4, I guess, next year in 2024. And I know episodes are kind of slow for Breaking Bad at this point, I mean in terms of like my output of my reactions, but for me I kind of like taking my time with a show. Even if some of the long breaks from Breaking Bad weren't really planned for this year, to me it's nice to look back at a show that I've been watching and say, man, I spent an entire year watching this show, and not, man, I only watched this show for like a month because I binged it. Like I don't like that feeling. I would prefer to, you know, to have my memory of a show be something that is like long and endearing, which it kind of is for Breaking Bad, so appreciate your patience, I guess, but here we are. 2023 has been, I guess, one of the year for me to start Breaking Bad, and that's going to be continuing on moving forward with 2024 as well. So here's hoping for another great year of Breaking Bad content. Anyways, let us jump straight into the episode. And so the house is empty.
Well, hello again.
Hey, I hope we're not too late.
No, perfect
Okay.
time.
Never mind. Flashback. Should have guessed that.
Only 3 bedrooms? I think we're gonna need at least 5, don't you think? I'll have 3 kids total eventually,
Walter's already making plans for the future.
so that I could work at home and you can write. Right?
Right. She and writing. Yeah.
We've got nowhere to go but up.
Really cool opening, telling us where they were before when they started all of this, and also like their dynamic way back then. Laying low, are we? Or waiting for somebody? Yeah, I think Walter's waiting for somebody. Don't know if it's gonna be Jesse or no. He's got the hat ready. I can see the hat there, so probably gonna make a deal. Probably Gus. Not. Love this shot of Walter's eye. Oh, great cut there. These close-up shots are really unnerving, which is like the point.
I'd like you to exit your vehicle and start walking toward us.
I'm gonna need some kind of assurance.
Yeah, that he's not gonna get shot immediately.
I assure you, I could kill you from way over here if it makes you feel any better.
Alright, fair enough. Fair enough, Mike, fair enough. Yeah. Time to be Heisenberg. Oh, this is kind of an iconic shot now that I'm looking at it. Like, I love this shot. Yeah, linger on it, yeah. And we can kind of see him coming out from the... Oh, that's great, that's great. Oh, beautiful.
You know, I haven't slept since Thursday. I was out all night cleaning up after you.
You said no half measures.
Nah.
Funny how words can be so open to interpretation.
Yeah. That as well. Of course, the big man is there. Loving the use of the mirrors here.
Has your condition worsened?
Is there a ringing in your ears? Are you seeing bright lights or hearing voices?
I'm quite well, thank you.
So you were sane when you did all
No
that.
rational person would do as you have done.
Yeah, exactly.
He was angry because those 2 dealers of yours had just murdered an 11-year-old boy.
I heard about it. He should have let me take care of them.
Maybe. Then again, maybe he thought it was you who gave the order.
That's kind of like what I was thinking, and the fact that the camera was kind of pointing at Mike there when he said it.
Option A. You kill me right here and now.
A pointless exercise, it seems to me, but that is option A.
What is option B?
I continue cooking.
Dude, I love how Walter is kind of taking control over the scene. The power dynamic has definitely changed. Walter's the one who's making demands now, is what I'm trying to say.
You'd need a new assistant.
I could get right on that.
No. This time I choose.
The last time that happened, Walter kind of fired the guy. I'm already forgetting his name. Dave? Or Gale. Gale. I think it was Gale. Or Dale. Shit. Actually, it's been so long since I watched those episodes. Well.
It's good to be back.
Well.
By all means, Gale.
Gale.
You're silly, Papa.
Well, little. But he'd probably knock everything over, plus there's that big nose of his.
That's not a nose, that's a horn.
Is that so?
His real nose is little.
God damn it, every time they show a character that is like the complete opposite of like what they do and what they do in real life, or like, you know what I'm talking about. Characters with two different personalities are one of my favorites. Especially ones that are like hired assassins and a family man. This music though, what was that? Mongolian throat singing? Are we gonna see Mike pop off? Because we never actually seen him do the deed, we've only seen his afterwork, right? He got the double! And he still taps the holy, okay, Mike, okay! Hot damn. Oh. Dude, this is great. I love that. Oh, sweet. I love that.
The lady out front. Hey, lady, are you still there? Ask her if she's still there.
Peng, 你还在吗？
我当然还在哦，我还能去哪里啊？哎，你们在干什么呀？我得赶回家了，我有小孩子要照顾，我老公一定急死了。你钱付不够，我前面死了个男人耶。
She says yes.
What about Pinkman?
I'm making inquiries.
What about Pinkman indeed?
So, if there is...
Gale, you're great. Seriously.
You can hear a sense of unwanted acceptance in Walter. Like, it is what it is. So, Stephen King. Marxism? Was that a book that I saw? I mean, Gale is somebody who loves, you know, his books. Literature. Why are we focusing on Gale? What's gonna happen? Something's gonna happen. Oh, shit. Who is it?
Gale, it's good to see you.
A surprise to be sure. What is Gus up to?
If push came to shove, I was wondering how soon you might be able to take over the lab yourself.
Oh.
How long does he have?
That is very much the question. He does not want to talk about it, and every time I bring it up with him...
Fair play from Walter's part, because it's a lot longer than a lot of all of these other characters think.
I'm thinking that if we had, say, 1 or 2 more cooks... One more.
Dude, the difference between Walter and Gus's interaction in the beginning of this episode and this one, Gus didn't even say a single thing. But it's like Gale knows what Gus is demanding. Meanwhile, man, Saul really loves this thing, does he?
I was hoping you could help me out with an address.
Pinkman?
Jesse Pinkman.
Yep.
What am I, 8th grade hall monitor? Current whereabouts? Let me tell you something,
Whoa.
Mikey.
You are good right there. Now, when I say I'm looking for Pinkman, we both know why, don't we?
There's a lot of one-on-one negotiations in this episode.
Then you're going to be asking, old Saul gives him up pretty easy. What's to keep him from giving me up? You see? So then where's the trust?
Where's the
trust
trust?
a hole in the desert I'd leave you in.
And there's the...
Yeah, that's an argument.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But who's to say I didn't write the address down in my day planner? Or on a scratched piece of paper somewhere?
Oh, that was...
You and I survived this? Oh, I'm seriously rethinking my pricing, yeah. And that goes double for you, hip-hop.
Oh, I love the lighting in that. Simple red and blue, but still effective.
I got my old job back. At least until they kill me and Gale takes over.
So he's their boy, huh?
He's their boy.
So Walter knows, kind of.
We had a good run. But it's over.
Jesse, we still have 2 seasons left.
I can't do it, Mr. White. Like you said, I'm not
a murderer.
I'll do it. But I need you to track him. Get me his address. And I'll do the rest.
Love this. Love that shot composition now that I'm looking at it. There is a bit of a separation between Walter and
I
Jesse.
saved your life, Jesse.
Also Jesse within the silhouette. Good stuff.
Are you gonna save mine?
He's playing with Jesse's emotions there, not gonna lie. He's kind of gaslighting him, you know, like, hey, I saved you, so won't you save me instead? Come on, Jesse, for good time's sake. Enjoy life while you can, Walt. Enjoy the peace. Who's calling? Could be anyone at this point, really. Jesse calling Walter that he knows where Gil lives.
Please tell me you found him.
6353 Juan Bobo.
Here we go. So what are you gonna do with that information, Walt?
Don't do this, Mr. White. Please. Go to the cops.
Jesse was once again the voice of reason, or the angel, whispering, Walter, please, for the love of God, don't do this. Oh, great shot. Oh shit. How? Why?
Some kind of chemical leaking in your lab.
Oh? No, it ain't.
I'll follow you.
They tell me to bring you. I bring you. Come on, get in the car.
It's not a chemical leak, is it? Probably just a setup. Oh no, now the plan is going... Oh. Huh.
I don't know if it's a barrel leak or what, but you got something mighty stinky down there.
Don't tell me it's a dead... No. What if it's actually Gale? Like he's already dead.
I'll give you Jesse Pinkman. Okay? Like you said, he's the problem. He's always been the problem. And without him, we would... And he's in town, all right? He's not in Virginia or wherever the hell you're looking for him. He's right here in Albuquerque, and I could take you to him.
Look at how easy Walter just...
Just my phone. I'll call him, and I'll have him meet me. Right? Okay?
Well, no, Gale wouldn't be there dead. Gale was actually in his house, you know, and Jesse actually looked at him, so never mind. I was just trying to think of, like, if they weren't actually bullshitting and there was actually something stinky down in the lab, like, and you know, and anything could happen.
It's gonna have to be you.
What? No way, man.
Listen to me. You're closer than we are. You'll have about a 20-minute lead. They've got me at the laundry, and they're going to kill me.
Jesse, do it now! Do it, bitch! Do it fast! Do it, Jesse! Do it!
Shit. Bro, the place, man, the place.
Because your boss is gonna need me. 2353 Juan Tabo, apartment 6.
Oh, that face for Mike. He knows. Dude, this is a race. This is a race. Not Gale, though. I mean, I like him as a character. It's not like he did anything bad or wrong. Well, compared to like Walter and Jesse being the one to do it.
Hi. I got a lot of money.
Dude, wait.
Please, don't do this.
I'm sorry for the both of them. Fuck me. No way they just end the season like no. As far as final scenes in a finale, that was one of the best. That was actually one of the best. Like there's a lot of great shows out there with fantastic season finales with an even incredible like final scene in those finales, but this in particular, one of the best. I'm just gonna lay it all out. One of the best. Like I'm thinking about it, you know, like I'm thinking about the fact that Gale and Jesse are both Walter's assistants. One of them Walter chose for himself, and the other one is kind of forced upon Walter, but they are still both Walter's assistants regardless. One of them kind of cares about Walter maybe a bit more than the other. I'm talking about like Gale in terms of like his appreciation and his I guess his respect for Walter, while Jesse, though you can say that Jesse has a far more personal relationship with him in regards to like how much they have been together and how much they know about each other and how much more I can't think of any other word aside from intimate that these two have in terms of like you know, like them talking about like their personal feelings, them talking about like their past and whatnot. So you can definitely see in like their emotional reaction to that final moment where you can clearly see that Jesse is the one that is getting the most impact out of this, like the way he was crying, because first of all, Jesse is not a murderer. He doesn't want to do this. Being forced upon this at all, because it was never really the plan, but then he has to do it because, you know, the plan has changed. And just it's haunting, and it also kind of goes to show like how much these two people are just dancing in the palm of Walter's hand. You know, like Walter's the puppeteer. He's the one controlling the both of them, especially Jesse. and the things that Walter is pushing Jesse to do, especially right now, which is going against what Walter just said in the same episode of like, no, Jesse, that's fine. You don't have to worry about all of that. You are not a murderer. I said to you that you are not a murderer in the previous episode. Well, yeah, sorry about that. You're gonna have to be a murderer in this episode. Yeah, it's both heartbreaking, and it's also like for me, this is a breach in their trust, especially for Jesse. It's like, what the hell, man? Like seriously, like what the hell, man? You told me not to do all of these things because you wanted to do it all by yourselves, and now you're telling me to do all of these things that I don't want to do. You keep breaking promises, Mr. White. Meanwhile, you're the one who's like not feeling it. You're the one who's like free from all of this. You're the one who's like enjoying the high life with their family. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be the one who's gonna be the punching bag, the emotional one as well. You know, like, it's not fair. And by the end of this season, when Jesse actually pulled the trigger, it just makes me, it makes me more, I really want to watch season 4 now. Like, I think they ended season 3 on a beautiful note. It makes me want to watch season 4 more. And especially like seeing like how things develop. But man, Gale. I just feel bad for him. I feel bad for the both of them. Gale obviously kind of... You can say that Gale is still under the influence and the orders of Gus. Like, Gale still kind of... obviously, look, like the scene with Gale talking with Gus, like the demands that Gus was like kind of, pushing Gale to do. Obviously, at that point, you can still see that Gale... he has no other choice in the matter, like it's every man for himself, like he wants to live, obviously. And of course, Gus also kind of telling him like the information that isn't really up to date in regards to Walter's health. Like we know, we as the audience know that Walter is kind of getting better health-wise, like it's not like Walter is dying in the case that it's not as serious as it was before, as we thought in season 1, like Walter's cancer has been in a way halted, like that's kind of like where we are right now. And yet of course Walter's still gonna run with the narrative of like, yeah, I'm still dying, so my value is higher, like I'm a 1 in a million. You're not gonna get another me, so might as well use me as much as you can with as little time as I have. Gus still thinks that is the case, and that information given to Gale is, ultimately Gale was trying his best, to keep it as long as possible, but ultimately couldn't do it because Gus is Gus. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about Gus and Walter. Because in the beginning of this episode, and this will be a thing throughout the rest of this episode, which is people making demands, people, one-on-one conversations in regards to like, here's what I want and here's what you need to do and such, like supply and demand. But the beginning of the episode where Gus is talking to Walter and they're discussing about like, what did you do? And actually Walter giving demands to Gus. I really love that. I really love that moment because it shows there is a difference in the power dynamic now, because beforehand Gus is the one who's making demands, Walter is the one who's like can't do anything, he's the one who just shuts up and can't do a thing. But now completely different. Now Walter's the one with kind of the cards, like maybe not a full hand card, but still he has cards that he can play against Gus, like, hey, we see eye to eye now. Like I'm on the same level as you. You need me as much as I need you. I need Gus. I'm sorry. Walter needs Gus for his, for protection, and Gus needs Walter for his supply and his knowledge. And seeing Walter telling Gus, "Hey, you have 2 options. Here's what you need to do," and Gus actually the one asking, like, "Okay, what's option 2?" kind of shows that Gus has no other choice in the matter, right? Or at least that is what the show is trying to make us think, right? Because obviously by the second half of the episode, you see Gus making his move like, oh, you think, Walter, you think that you can make demands out of me? Okay, I'm gonna show you, and that is what we kind of got with the end of the episode. But of course, Walter's the one with the upper hand once again. So I really enjoyed that. Another thing that I do want to highlight is Saul in this episode. You can, the episode is basically telling us that, hey, yeah, Saul Goodman, the guy who was at the start, the guy who's helping Walter in terms of like keeping him quote unquote safe while also reaping in like the money. Like the reason why Saul did all of this is because he wants the money, right? Well, now he's kind of getting into a whole lot more trouble than he thought he would. Like this is a whole leap of trouble for Saul, right? The distrust between clients, and especially Mike, like his, I guess in this case, bodyguard, if you will. Not really bodyguard, but more so the guy who's keeping things in check, There's a lot of power plays in this episode, and it's the episode where I think there's a lot of rifts being open, and one where the impact is a lot more substantial than before, because it's not like these characters have had disagreements before. No, they have multiple different disagreements in the past, but I feel like with this episode, with this finale for season 3, that's where the rift and the hostility towards each party is kind of ramping up a bit, The stakes are definitely a lot higher now, especially now that there is a chance that certain major characters can die. Currently, Gale isn't really a major character, he's more of a side character for this specific season, but as we are approaching the 4th and the 5th season of Breaking Bad, I am getting that feeling of, oh no, we are approaching the territory in storytelling where plot armor can be taken off for certain major characters. And again, the fact that we are setting up hostility towards certain characters in this episode as we end the 3rd season and we venture into the 4th season, yeah, feeling worried and nervous for certain characters now. And as for my overall thoughts on season 3 as a whole, this was a pretty damn good season of Breaking Bad. Like, I'm thinking about if I like this more than season 2, and I kinda do. There's a lot of really good episodes in season 2, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of really good episodes in season 3 as well. Like a lot of really good episodes in season 3. Like, what this season does for certain characters and their developments, the introduction of the of Tuco's cousins in the beginning of this season, and how that went up by the second half of this season, the development with Skyler in regards to her relationship and her dynamic with Walter, and of course like Jesse's development and his kind of character arc from, you know, the beginning of this season, trying to still reeling in from like what happened at the end of season 2, you know, with Jane's death and all, and still lingering to that by the end of this season as well. Still, yeah, this was a pretty good season of Breaking Bad. Probably my favorite season of Breaking Bad so far, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff in the season, a lot of really good episodes, a lot of favorite episodes in this season as well, and overall, a pretty strong season. Alright, that is it for Breaking Bad Season 3. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching my reaction and my review discussions of this episode of the season finale of this entire show so far. Really enjoyed it. It's again, like it's one of the best shows that I'm currently watching so far. So thank you all so much. I will see you all next time for Season 4 of Breaking Bad, and let's see if Season 4 can live up to the hype and the quality of Season 3, which I think it can. Alright, see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. Peace.